a mobile home right down the street. So the white boys, after a count, they can go run down the street and they mobile home. So I had a class on how to do time. Because the other white boys said, yes, I have never had handcuffs on in my life. Two white boys, they rich white boys. So I had all the bankers on Tuesday night in the penitentiary. I had speakers come in every Tuesday. Hypnotherapists. I'm not a hypnotherapist because the hypnotherapist was an Arab, Christian Arab, my best friend. And we argued about which is the best theory to lose weight, to be in shape. And he said, psychological mumbo jumbo. I said, that's a bunch of jive. I said, how you feel after hitting that thing? I feel great. I said, that's right. You feel great. You don't feel that way after your psychological mumbo jumbo. In other words, what do you think I'm teaching you? I'm teaching you to lift weights and do da-da-da-da. And when we used to belong to them clubs like the JC, white folks. And when I would talk, he was just amazed. He said, you know, they think somebody's coaching you. You know, because white folks don't think Negroes have that in a sense. But anyway, we'd sit in a circle after counting, and I was teaching white folks how to do time. You know what? When they came out to camp, they came straight to camp. The Negroes did 9, 10, 20 years inside, and then he came to camp. And when they see the Negroes on the iron pile, they would be laughing and talking and slapping hands, and white folks could not understand it. I left a white man in Florida, a big Jew. I'm going to wrap this up with him. This Jew was a teamster. You might have heard of him, you might not have known him. Back in the 70s, it was 3 lawyers. They stole, teamster lawyers, they stole $21 million. That time, that's $7 million a piece. One of the Jews took the fall. And we used to talk about the Brotherhood and Moses. He believed in Jewish stuff that the prophets always was messing around, and Lot was messing around, this one was messing around with his daughter. They actually believed that. But anyway, there's a place down in Texas, I'll think of the name of it, the joint. They sent it to that joint. We was at the jail in Florida. A few months later, when I got to that jail, to that prison, and I was going to California, I went out on the main line, and I talked to him. His hair had turned white. He had a bend in his back. This is the way time did white folks. So I got a group of the white folks together, and I taught them simple stuff like, the reason you feel bad about this is you feel that the system, you failed in the system. You feel the system was made for you. I say, y'all are white folks, if you see somebody begging on the street and it's a white man, you won't give him no money. Black people will give him money. I bet everybody gives money now. But in those days, they wouldn't give him no money. Why? You are white. This system is made for you. If you can't make it, sucker, forget you. That's the way they thought about each other, right? You are white. And you can't make it. You gotta be out here begging. That's what niggas do. No white people go around begging for no money. You go get a hustle. You could sell insurance. You could sell lies. People will buy anything in America. and you're panhandling. So I took the white folks and I would teach them why they feel that way. I said, on the other hand, we're taught different. I said, when we go to prison, it's just like your children going to the university. They're expected to go to the university. I said, our children expect to go to prison. At least once or twice. We expect it. In the neighborhood, most people expect, sooner or later, when they wind up in jail, they're not shocked. They might not like it all. Man, look at them in jail, but they ain't shocked. White people are shocked. So they feel like losers. They feel like they've lost the game. And then their friends treat them different on the street. So I taught them how to feel, something in psychology, how you feel about yourself. You're not a loser. You just got caught up. So the white man who stole $2 million from the bank, they stole $2 million from the bank. I'd have him come, you know what, meet Negroes. I'd have him teaching Negroes about trust and everything 40 years ago. Because the Negroes get all that money and he don't know what they have to do with it. The Negro goes out and wastes all of his money and then he looks up broke. His friends have got all of it, his woman have got all, and everybody gone. And he's sitting there perpetually wondering what happened. This is common. So I wanted to teach our brothers how do these white folks do it? Now remember, I'm going to close in a minute. The white man in prison will be your friend. So if you want to learn something from him, you got to learn it all in. When you get out, the white man ain't going to have nothing to do with me. I ain't got no calls for my white friends. No calls. Because I'm a nigga. And they're white. But in prison, we're in the Runners Club. I was in the Runners Club. Hey, man. And all of that. But when we get out, you go your way and we go out. So I said, I'm going to learn everything I can. That's why all of I did business and all of that. I learned it from them. When I studied them practice, the big ones. The little ones didn't have much to do with them because they just like Negro. Or shoot somebody, or shoot some dope. Anyway. I didn't mean to go off track, but I feel that I have. So what I'm going to do is save this. Is it all right if we come back Thursday? Okay, we come back Thursday. But a few words I want people to remember is focus. Out of everything, it's about focus. We never let people divert us from what we're doing. You got to remember, everything that y'all have seen has been a diversion, trying to divert us from what we're doing. Everything from getting hit in the head, everything from taking money, to get us to focus on them. And miss the big show. As I'm sure you well know, we in the big show. Just think about it. Suppose we listen to the Negro. Suppose we let them crack us upside the head and we change it. I ain't taking that no more. I'm going to get them because we don't take care of it. It's automatic, right? For them, it's forgiveness. I told them that over 5 years ago. Both of them sitting in the Masjid. I said, both of y'all, don't you worry. I said, I'm hooking y'all up. I said, I'm going to help y'all. They hadn't even begun. They just got started on this 5, 6 years. On this album trail. So, you know, I'm going to help y'all. And I've been in there and I've been in now. Because they're a tool for the system. Never, never allow the system to divert you from where you're going. If you have a lofty, lawful, healthy, ingenious destination, unless you find somewhere better to go, that's an improvement, keep moving. Don't let anybody divert you or to break your focus. Okay. Organization, all the stuff we're trying to do, manual for the 21st century, early 21st century, it take organization. That's part of what we do. We're going to try to minimize tattletales of students. Also, lofty goals. Those are some things that you need. You have to have goals. Where are we trying to go? What are we trying to do? In fact, out of all the things, that would be the best thing to have out of everything, management skills. If you had goals, you would be able to acquire everything else by trying to get to where I'm trying to get over there. So you keep trying, and you're going to make mistakes and go this way, go that way, and you acquire the knowledge, the skills, the management, if you have goals. If you don't have goals, you can get knowledge. And my kids think right now, the stuff they learn in the university, they think that's what tell them, well, now I know. I say, you don't know nothing but what you use. It's a doctor knows smoking is bad for him. But if he still smokes, he's not using his knowledge. It ain't what you know, it's how much you use. They fool all the people, PhDs, everybody. Almost everybody is fooled on what you know. It ain't what you know, it's what you use. It counts. It's not what you know, it's what you use. Okay, I'll be ready to wrap it up in another goals. Okay, discipline, self-control, self-management, all of that is normal. This is all a whole package. It takes decades to acquire this package with some stability, especially with the love for humanity. By the time people get this package, they don't like nobody. They don't trust nobody, and they don't want to help nobody. Because what they learn, everybody, when you wind up there, you're going to be there by yourself. On the way, you definitely by yourself. They learn all of this. I believe it's only a smidgen percentage of people, those high type people that learn all of this, and they're still happy, healthy, and they love humanity. The more you learn about humanity, the less you love it. Just think the opposite. The more you know about it, the more you like it. That's lucky. That's smart. Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I guess it's it has to do with a lot of our the Iranian brothers and sisters over there. We deal with this here. The Muslims, we the indigenous Muslims, we have to put up and deal with the enslaved inferiority complex.
Yes.
And, our immigrant brothers and sisters, they dealing with the colonized inferiority complex.
Right.
And so oftentimes...
Colonial mentality and slave mentality.
Right. So, how can a lot of the behavior that we be seeing, the Muslims overseas, or we seeing from certain groups in Iran, they try to go into Ruku to the West. Okay. But how can we, the Ummah as a whole, try to shake that off? Okay,
it's not remember, there's hardly any difference between a colonial mentality and a slave mentality. Living in Africa and other parts of the world, the slave mentality mean that you wanted total control of the system. And you develop a slave mentality. Whatever the white man says is good for you, whatever. And he teaches you, gives you every bad habit that you can get. The other mentality, what we call the colonial mentality, is the same, except if you're from Pakistan, India, you keep your curries and all of that. If you're from Africa, you still eat your ugali and all of that. Right? But the difference is, you still think the white man is the king. In Tanzania, they call the white man Bwana and Kuba. That's big Bwana. That's not just little Bwana. No. Bwana and Kuba. And Kuba, Kabir and Kuba. Big Bwana. That's big Bwana. That's, he's sitting on the right hand of God, this character, Bwana and Kuba, Majweli. He's sitting on the right hand of God. I saw Africans marry white women so ugly. When I was in Tanzania one time, not that the women physical, my partner had me get control of yourself. I said, that is the ugliest white woman I've ever seen in my life. Nobody would marry that white woman but an African. And then they put it in the papers too. Some of the African movements, Frelimo, Swapo, all of them. Remember, Tanzania was a frontline state. That meant all the states that hadn't. This is the early 70s. Part of Africa was still still colonized, especially once you use Angola and all of that. They were still colonized. Okay, so those people would leave their countries, come to Tanzania, and they would get outfitted. 1% of Tanzania's taxes, which wasn't much, they gave to the movement. And one time there was a writer, he came and he looked at the Africans, especially ones that spent a little time in Europe. He said, and now these guys are married to ugly white women in Europe. And they come to Africa as a queen. You know, she's white. This is the only classification. In those days, there were no good-looking white women married to niggas. Now, everybody, they didn't be wearing cutie pies. But 50 years ago, they married fat, out of shape, right? Tell the truth. The white girls and Negroes married here, think back 40, 50 years ago. It was pitiful. The same pitiful. So, self-image psychology. The slave mentality and the colonial mentality is not much difference. In Iran, even before the revolution, there were people, there was a program, a white program came on TV, Salam, and they would come on and say, Salam, and all the Iranians would fall down like this. That was the Uncle Tom Iranian, for the unconscious Iranian. You got to remember, Iran has certain genetic dispositions also. Iran has been the Persian Empire for 2,500 years. So it might rule for 500 years. Then it have a couple of bad ones. Then it's back. Remember the Quran, Gulibatu Rum? Surah Rum. He said those people, right then the Persians were wearing the Romans out. They said the Romans is more like Christian, they don't like you. Okay, we're going to pray a minute. And in those days, that was when betting was still legal in Islam. So Abu Bakr said, I bet these guys that, because it says in a few years more, they gonna overtake them, something like basically. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is what the book says, I don't know what it says there. It said the Prophet told Abu Bakr to extend the time and increase the bet. Extend the time and increase the bet that the Persians are going to take over. So, in Islam, where does Sahih Bukhari come from? Bukhari. Tirmidhi, up in Afghanistan. Imam Abu Muslim Isfahani, you know what Isfahani is? All the 6 collectors of Sunni Hadith, all of them from Iran. Except Al-Muwatta. Al-Muwatta was a pretty good collection. But I'm telling you, our best students were Arabs living inside of the Persian Empire. And Iran was Sunni for the first 400 years. That's why al-Alim was so popular in Iran right now today. Okay, so here's the point, and I'll close with this. Our job is a big job. It's going to take compassion, concern, and love to do that job. We cannot blame people for being what they are. No, we can't do it. If you do it, you won't. If you blame them for being what they are, we'll lose the game. It's just like an Arab trying to teach a Negro, Walat Zalim, and the Negro says, Walat Dalim, or Walat Zalim, like Pakistanis, right? And the Arab says, no, it's Allah. Sometimes you're trying to tell them, and we don't have that letter in our language. And we can, nigga will sit there for 500 years, and he probably ain't gonna get it right. Right? We don't have those letters. Right? So people slip up to me sometimes. I said, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's fine. Fine. That's all we need to know. And don't come around here telling me nothing about no Arabic. Because the hadith say if you speak Arabic naturally and you recite the Quran good, you get 1 blessing. I said, if I make mistakes in reciting, I get 2 blessings. Remember that hadith? It's hadith. So don't tell me nothing about clothes. But remember they used to have the Negroes would go overseas and come back, study the Arabic and think they know something. And then they look at you, you are non-studied at all, you ain't know whatever. And they look at you with their Wahhabi, Salafi self thinking they know something. Not the brother. I ain't never been like that. Okay, is that it? Thank you very much. Cool, Kali, Hala, Mustafa. Would you call it